All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to another Miniature Monday Live. I hope that this week has found you well. Let me see if I have any announcements or anything to get started with. No, can't think of too much. Things have been going nicely here with the cart. As you can see, we have our one side here that this green really turned out rather nicely. The little moss really was good. And we do have the flip side here, where we have done a bit of the wash to the shading, and it's really starting to look good. I'm really excited. We are at the place where I believe, unless I have missed something that is staring me in the face, we can get the rest of the wash going. Hey Ben, great to see you. So happy to have you joining in. I'm still noticing that I'm getting a bit of the colors. Oh shoot, that's right. I'm so used to just having the start to the chat here to just talk to you guys. Thank you so much for reminding me, Ben. Let's go ahead. You don't need to see my face for all this. There we go. Now let me repeat everything that I just said. Hey David, great to see you. Welcome back to our Monday. Yeah, so we've got the cart. It's looking great. The little green on the moss here is looking pretty darn good. In addition to that, I'm really happy with how the curtains have turned out. We've still got a little bit of the colors on the roof that are kind of coming off on my glove, so I'm trying to do this as delicately as possible. We'll see where we get. But the other side here, you can see that we've done the wash just on the paneling. We haven't washed the windows, the curtain, the wheels, the metal, the roof, any of that, just the paneling on the side. And I mean, look at the just contrast that you can see with this. It's great. So I think we are ready to just get started and go right into the washes. I could have sworn I had stuff that I wanted to say before all this, just like a hello, howdy, and whatnot. Oh, I do want to say I want to give a really big thank you to everyone for sending your love towards the Adventures Pack last week, and in particular to Emmy. She definitely appreciated all of that, so thank you all very much for that. Other things. Oh, we have been seeing a nice little spike of growth on our channel. I think we're up to we're well on our way to the 250 subscriber mark, which I just had announced. I think it was last week or week before that we really wanted to hit. So I'm gonna happily say that when we hit the 250 subscriber mark, we're gonna do a giveaway on our channel here. Officially announcing it now. So there will be a giveaway on the channel. So help us to reach that mark. Like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends, all that jazz. I think that's pretty much it. If I can think of anything else, it will come up. But let's stop just beating around the bush and go right down into the washes. So what we're using Citadel's Seraphim Sepia to wash the wood paneling of this. This is going to give a really nice. This color is good for yellows and browns, and since we're using, well, a yellowish brown on the cart here, that's kind of exactly what we want to do. I think right now I do kind of regret doing the moss to begin with. I think that's something I should have left for the details, so we're going to go ahead and wash over that right now with the with the Seraphim Sepia, and just go back over with the green. So let's get right down to this. Being nice and liberal with my application, knowing that I want to move this around into all of the nooks and crannies, but I don't want this to pool up massively. In the past, I have definitely been very heavy-handed with my washes, just in that the whole model tends to get really dark, and really that means that I have to do a lot more highlighting work afterwards. So this is doing this and getting it into all the nooks and crannies, but making sure it's not pooling up anywhere. I want it to get shadows, but I don't want it to get dark. So you can see I'm gonna take what's already on there and move it around as best as I can. How has everyone's week been so far? Or I suppose I should ask, how was everyone's week last week? How are we all doing out there? We staying safe and sane? Aha! I've already seen a space that I need to touch up. So, that's okay. We can do that. I really should find some non-copyright music that I can listen to while doing this, because if I don't have music, I just make up my own, and I'll start doing silly songs that I make up, and no one wants that. I did have a blast from the past this last week with old music that I hadn't listened to in years. In particular, I revisited some Nightwish, like old Nightwish with, what was it, Bye Bye Beautiful, I think is the one that's currently stuck in my head. David working on the Crit Role Season 2 minis. That's awesome. How far into them are you? 10 hours prepping stuff on Roll20. David, I feel you there. I'm actually really excited. I am, tonight I'm starting a new short campaign with a couple of people. And I have a couple of even or of standard games that I have. My Wednesday night game is currently just on hold, and it's got great folks in it. My Monday night game, we're still keeping our Mondays going, but rather than doing the actual campaign, we were doing Storm King's Thunder. And I was a player in this one. Actually, our good buddy James was DMing. But our that evening game has still progressed forward on online. And anyway, this is just a long way of me saying I wrote a short campaign for that for that group that we're going to start tonight. Something that should last us maybe at least a month, maybe a couple of months, depending. I wrote it particularly with this quarantine in mind, and really going with how can I write something that will last us through the end of this. And we're starting tonight, and I'm very excited, and I am doing it all on Roll20, and it's the first time that I will have DM'd using Roll20, so see how that goes. I got a lot of last minute prep to do. I always feel like I'm prepped, and then I sit down and I go, oh, I still have this I could do and this I could do. And but let's be honest, that's just the curse of the GM. You could always be more prepped, at least in your mind. But yeah, Ford, Caleb, and Yasha, nice. Appreciating working bases on the other at the moment. That's cool. I know I've got the Critical Role minis, both Season 1 and Season 2, sitting in my closet of unpainted shame, as I've been calling it. And I'm currently holding off on actually painting them. I wanna wait until I'm more confident in my skills. I think I do a good enough job at the moment to get by and get some cool stuff on the table, but I really want to. I mean, it's Critical Role. I gotta give them the love they deserve, you know. DM'd a few 1v1 games. 1v1? So like just DM and one player, or Oh man, that'd be interesting. That was actually kind of how the first time I ever played D&D was. I only had my good buddy. Well, no, not the first time. The second time. I get my timelines mixed up. It's all wibbly wobbly. But a good friend of mine gave me the book, and I was like, hey, we should play this, and it was just me and him. And thus started the very long tradition of me playing an NPC in the games with my players. They were always the strong, silent type. They didn't have a lot to say, but when things really came down to it, they could be like, hey, I think this might be a good idea, or hey, maybe we should pursue other things. It was kind of like the DM's way of having being able to point people in a direction. In World of Darkness, there's a... Oh gosh, they're not called feats. What are they called? Maybe they are feats. There's something you can get called Common Sense, which basically lets you ask the DM every so often, like, hey, is this a good idea? I always thought that was fun. World of Darkness is a game that I miss. I've had a lot of fun playing that one. Actually, years ago, when I first moved to Los Angeles, I spent some time taking an old D&D game, or an old World of Darkness game that I played with some folks that they loved, and was turning it into a script to do like a radio drama with it, because, you know, I still had all the equipment for voiceover and all that, so I thought, hey, here's something that I could easily do right now with what I have. Unfortunately, it didn't really go anywhere. And then it took me this long to realize, oh, the interesting thing is doing it live, not doing something and then writing about it later, doing it live with people watching. So here we are. It only took 4-5 years for me to change the game plan and figure out what worked. Oh, thank you, David. Oh, hey, RJ, great to see you. Good nice to have you in. Let's see here. One person, 4 PCs. That's interesting. I like that. So what are you prepping for right now, David? Is it same sort of thing, a 1v1, or are you doing a group thing going on? Oh man, this wash is just making all of that lining in the wood look amazing. Just gotta make sure I don't miss anything. Alright, that's looking good. Whew. Okay. Oh, the front of the cart. Duh. Here we go. Alley-oop. Oh, look at that. Look at that run in. Love it. Love it, love it, love it so much. Seriously, wash is the most satisfying step for me. I love highlighting. I love the long process of highlighting, and because that one is the most rewarding for all of the work that goes into it. But you know, it is a lot of work, especially doing it the way that I've learned with you know, layering. So I think highlighting is the most rewarding, but washes is the most satisfying. It is so little work for such a big payoff. And we're definitely going to have to go back in and clean up some of these windows. I'm getting a little bit of brown wash in on the windows, and we don't want that. Ooh, I knocked that lantern a little hard. That could have been disastrous. Let's see here. Nice. How'd the Magic the Gathering game go, RJ? Did um kick anyone's butt? Come on, tell me you kicked some butt. God, it's been a long time since I've played Magic. I've got a bunch of the cards around, but they're all old. Most of my cards, my favorite set was Kamigawa, so most of them are from there. So I'm not really in a place where I can play competitively anymore. Because these days, most of my money is going to D&D and this live stream thing that we're doing. Exploring a haunted mansion. Oh no, exploring a haunted mansion when quarantine hit. That's rough. It's always such a hard, like, looking back and seeing what was happening when it hit. I think my players were oh shoot, I actually RJ is one of my players, so I can't, I gotta choose my words carefully. They were exploring the underground home of a mage and had come across some really crazy stuff, and are looking for this lost mage, hoping to find him and get some answers. They're currently stuck. They're currently stuck on some actually beautiful islands where there's essentially it's like a mixture of what's the word I'm trying to think of? It's like Los Angeles or Las Vegas, but on tropical islands. And they're there because their ship blew up because some of the players accidentally opened up a chest that had a lot of fire in it, and it's going to take about a month of game time for their ship to be repaired, so they've got time to kill. Lesson is always check for traps, folks. Made the whole house in Roll20. That's impressive. Hey, Michael, great to see you. Oh, shoot, I gotta take a second and catch up here. Great to see you, Michael. Happy to have you here. Hey, Brad, so good to see you. Oh, good. Brad, gosh darn it, good for you. Oh, thank you so much. Singapore calling, misrunning Storm Kings, misdonating blood, not allowed here. Oh, dang. Well, hey, Singapore calling, I hope that, I'm guessing by your name, you're in Singapore. Correct me if I'm wrong. But, I hope that you are safe where you are. Also, hi. Wow, that might be one of the farthest viewerships we have right now. That's pretty cool. I know Storm King is fun. And James is doing an amazing job running it. We've got some really interesting characters at the table. I'm playing a drow monk myself, which I know is not but by any means a healthy combination. Drow in sunlight, not being able to hit things, but it's one of the first characters that I really ever made, and I have a deep love of him, and it's the first time that I'm actually getting able to play him as a character, not as an NPC. So I went with it. Yeah, Drathir, he's my one true love. No. But yeah, we've got some cool characters at that table. Brad, we will definitely tell Emmy to stay safe. Kick some butt, but lost in a 4-player game. You know what, RJ? I think that is losing in a 4-player game. There's no shame in that. But also kicking some butt. Yeah, I'd say you got the full experience, man. I talk about having played Magic the Gathering competitively. When I say that, I played in some local tournaments. and I never won. Ever. I was very much I'm very much a hobby player when it comes to Magic the Gathering. I play old decks that I've made with more of a theme in mind and less of a, hey, this would mechanically do really well. And I play them because it's like, oh, this is a lot of fun. And the moment that someone comes to the table that actually has strategy involved, I lose. So there's that. There were only like 5 people who played at my high school in a small mountain town in Colorado. So the competition there wasn't that hard. And we were all friends, so we learned each other's strategies really quickly. Wow, hands are shaking. Yeah, we knew when our good friend we'd play like big group games, kind of free for all style, and all of us knew that if our buddy Sean played his sliver deck, well, then we all just would stand up together, look each other in the eyes, and team up and kill him first, and so then the rest of us actually had a chance of winning. So he stopped playing that deck. And kind of the same thing happened with me and my vampire deck back when, oh gosh, what set was that? RJ, what set was it where like vampires, and it was very like Victorian horror. That's kind of how far behind I am. That was the last set that I did. Okay, I'm gonna wait to wash the wheels. That was a fun sentence to say. I'm gonna wait to wash the wheels. In that, you know, they're gonna get messed up. So I'm going to got a little bit under here. Also, I've noticed in reviewing the video that I'm not the best at keeping what I'm working on in frame. I'm actively trying to be better about that because I want you all to be able to see what I'm doing. You know. Cool. Oh, there's brown that I missed. I missed this top section here. Yeah, how could I forget? Easily, apparently. All right, folks, beeping is back. I could avoid the beeping of the garbage men who show up simply by changing the time that this is done, but I like Mondays at 1. It's a good time. Wow, that's like the whiniest I've been in a while. I really like it. I just want it. No, these times have kind of gotten set in my body. And, you know, consistency is important. I don't want people to suddenly go, wait, I was planning on Monday at 1, and now suddenly it's Monday at noon, or well, that's not that big of a change, but still, you get the point I'm trying to make. Innistrad, that's what it was. Yeah, Innistrad is kind of where I stopped buying new cards, so that's how far behind I am. That was college for me. So, yeah. Whew. Also, if at any point, you know, audio drops out or I'm doing a horrible job keeping my camera frame, y'all can let me know. Those are things that I can adjust. Garbage men showing up, can't adjust that. I'm not about to go outside. Pick it up later. Luckily, I don't think it's that loud or annoying. Okay, that's gonna dry. While that's drying, I'm gonna clean up the windows ever so slightly. And then they should be good for washes. Now, by cleaning up the windows now, that's going to give me time to then wash the roof. I also need to clean up the roof. So that's going to give me time to then wash the metal, The lanterns, which I don't know if I'm going to need to wash those that much, but we'll see. And this is a step here. I might not have to clean up these windows. You know, the blue wash might take care of that, but I figure I've got the time, I've got the energy. This way I can guarantee that... Oh. Just got a little bit of blue on the brown. No worries there, just taking a wet brush and moving it away, diluting it enough. There we go. It's gonna get a little bit of blue in there, but to be honest, the highlighting should cover that up. I step away from a second there to towel wrangle a freshly washed, excited dog. I mean, that is a tough thing that you got to be able to do. Yeah. Wait a second. Singapore calling. Is your dog's name Banana by any chance? Just asking. Because then I think I might know who you are. Just a guess. I could be wildly wrong. Or I took a stab in the dark and that is your dog's name, but you're also not the person that I'm thinking, which in that case, that is a very strange, weird world. Okay. Right, I was cleaning up windows. I got that side. This side is looking clean. Back here is looking clean. Front here is... Ew, the front here is not pretty. Whew. Shaky hand is not helping out at all. Oh. Well, hi there. Also, thank you for joining in. Great to see you. Or, you know, read you. Alright, I gotta wait on cleaning up those windows because the wash up there is still wet. So that's not going to do much. Also, say hi to Banana for me. Top windows are... Oh, top windows could use a little bit of a clean. Okay. There we go. Alright, just that one spot. I think with that being done, I am going to move on to the metal. Oh, what's going on there? That is a... I don't know, I got some coffee staining. Coffee staining, for those of you who might not know, is when a bunch of your wash pools up in just one area. It's what happens when you use too much and don't really clean it up. And the best solution that I have at the moment to fix that is, unfortunately, more wash. So I'm going to do that and then soak up in here. I mean, it makes sense that the footboard area would be very dirty. That's where your feet are going to be. Okay, there's that. We're going to be good there. Now, moving on to the metallics. For the metals, I am going to be using... Where are you at? Where are you at? There we go. Citadel's Nuln Oil. Possibly one of the most popular washes out there. I know that there's a lot of... There are a lot of memes going around right now about how people are running out, and it's horrible. Luckily, I've got 2/3 of a pot left, so we'll be okay. Nuln Oil is one of those washes that I'll use this on anything. If an entire mini just needs a really quick and dirty wash, I'll just throw Nuln Oil over it and call it good. don't know why I'm going to try and hit those. Oh, I am so shaky. More water. More water. Hold on. Maybe that should work. I've been getting shakier and shakier, and I've been trying to do better at, eating beforehand. And drinking water, which I've never been good at. I know this is gonna spark some interesting comments, but I've gone days without drinking water, and I don't say that proudly. And it's not like my body has shut down. I know actually my mother is the same way, that she just forgets, and our bodies seem to be okay at handling it slightly. I say slightly because now I'm wondering if my shakiness is all those years of that catching up to me. Listen, I know it's not good, and I know that. I want to be very clear. I actively know that is not a good thing, and I am working hard to not be that way anymore. And when I say I have gone days, that was like years ago. These days I try my darndest to get to drink some water, but I'll, over the course of the day, I'll only drink like a glass still. So point I'm trying to make with that is bad, Scott. Stop it. Just stop it. Now here's where we make the interesting call of what do we wash the roof. Now I could wash the roof in Nuln Oil, but I think I want to take the time and energy to wash it in its own red tone. Again, we are taking our time with this. I'm not trying to paint this for competition, but I am going above and beyond what I would normally do for a tabletop mini. Because I'm here with you guys and girls. Oh, David, I meant to ask. I would love to see what you've done on the Critical Role minis. If you wouldn't mind, could you take some pictures and post them up over on our, oh my shaky hands, post those up over on our Facebook page? I know I've asked people to post in the past, and you did, and I did a very bad job at noticing and responding because they went to a folder that I was not prepared for. It's been a long time since I've managed a professional Facebook page, so I didn't know where to look for it. But eventually, I found them, and I really do love seeing what you guys are doing. So, yeah, I would love to see what you've done, David. Does anyone know who painted the minis that the Critical Role team uses? I know one of their painters. I know the guy who painted the Pumat Soul minis. But suddenly wondering. Oh gosh. Sorry about that. Phone was exploding. Anyway, yeah, I'm wondering who painted the minis that they use on the table for their characters. Man, this is a lot of little metal work down here. Now, the other thing that I will hit with the Nuln Oil is probably the chain and lock on the back here. You may have noticed that I hit the... I should do a better job of actually talking about what what I'm doing as I'm doing it. I'm so caught up into talking with you all. I love it. Thank you, David. I'm really excited to see that. Yeah, so I hit the back sign with the Seraphim Sepia, because that will do a good job at getting it a little bit of a wash. I could also go back. One wash I'm going to use more on the wheels is Agrak's Earthshade, which is going to give a nice like earthier tone. So I could put that on the sign to give it some differentiation. But right now... people trying to call me right now, and I appreciate it, and I will talk to you later, but not right now. I mean, that sign is looking pretty good as is. So yeah, I'm just going over the chain here with a little bit of Nuln Oil just to give it some more dimension, and I don't want to give it too much because it's already starting to seep onto the wood. So now I need to go back on with a clean brush to soak up some of that excess. There we go. Go away. There we go. Okay. There we go. That's adding some nice dimension to that chain, which is really what washes do. They add lovely dimension. Oh, there's a little dot of an area down there that could use some love. Boom, boom. Great. There we go. It is also excruciatingly hot here. I know I'm really bright because of the lights that I'm using for painting, but we're getting a bit of a heat wave here in LA, so whew. All right. Now, I can move on to the roof and the windows. Those will all be good things I can do right now. Actually, how's that area doing? Can I... That's okay. No. Okay is not good enough. We're gonna make it great. We're gonna go back in. Now that that area is dry, we're gonna clean up this corner window. There we go. Much better. Anyway. I'm not sure if I need to use shading on the lanterns because the light is coming from them. I'm going to, because I can always make it brighter. If I don't like the shading, I can clean it up and make it brighter. Do I have a yellow tone? Okay, let's pull out all of our washes here. So aside from the Army Painter, or the Citadel washes, I do have a collection of Army Painter washes as well. Don't really have a yellow wash. I've got Seraphim Sepia, which is good for that. Saw lots of people at the beach out there. Yes, there are a bunch of people who are going out because it's hot and deciding that, you know, the stay-at-home order is not important and walking on the beaches. I'm staying indoors and I'm using air conditioning. is all I'm going to say about that. You know, we're going to use the Seraphim Sepia and see what that does. I do miss the beach. I miss it a lot. And I'm looking forward to the day that I can go back out to it. But today is not that day. And according to our governor, tomorrow is also not that day. Or the day after. I've got a lot of days before it's that day. But, you know, that's enough of talk about that. Now, I do have a glaze that I use for lanterns. It's called Lamenter's Yellow. I will admit that I am not 100% sure how to use glazes. The trick that I was taught with Lamenter's Yellow was to put down a white color and then put Lamenter's Yellow over that, and it makes really nice looking natural lantern light. However, that does not mean that I know how to glaze. So that's something that I need to do a little bit of practice with. Here we go. So I like what the wash did there. We're going to have to clean those up a bit, but that's fine. All right, so as I was saying, I could use Nuln Oil on the roof, and that would give it kind of a dark look. I like experimenting with washes, too, because I could use Agrax Earthshade on it to make it look as though it has maybe gone through a desert and gotten a bunch of sand on it. Actually, I suppose Seraphim Sepia would be better for sand. But we're going to use, I have Red Tone by Army Painter. So we're going to do that. I will say, I do prefer Citadel pots of washes to Army Painter's eyedroppers. I like to be able to dip my brush into the wash as opposed to dropping some wash out onto my wet palette. I prefer droppers for paint. I prefer pots for washes, which I suppose are technically a paint. All right, here we go. I don't know, put so little on there. This is I'm gonna need more wash than this, but whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh yeah. Actually, let's turn this around. Just so I can get this edge here. Man, whoa, that's not the wash. That is the actual paint. That was close. That would have been interesting. Actually, back on the subject of our Facebook page and ooh, slip of the brush, got a little bit of a red wash on the cart itself, and just like that, it is fixed. Yeah, time to get some more. We do have the poll. It's not really a poll. Facebook won't let me put multiple options in a poll these days. But so we've got a post to vote on what you think the sign on the cart should read. That's basically going to be live until I paint the sign. And right now, Gone Fishing is the clear preferred. I believe that was you, Michael, who suggested that, so well done. Right, I'm being a little heavy-handed. Oh, there's an area that I missed with the wash on the brown. That will be fixable. Man, that little area up under the under this little curl here, that's tricky. I am noticing that the wash is really behaving interesting on all of this flat surface. I'm trying to pop any little bubbles that show up. Blowing on it can help that. All right, move this forward a little bit. Yeah. I'm probably using more wash here than I need to, but I don't know, I'm liking it. And at the end of the day, that's what's important, right? Liking your own work. I mean, growing and improving is important. Hey, Jake, hey, no worries at all. Good to see you, mate. Mate, man, I haven't used that since I lived in Australia. Oh, because you, wow, that is a very clear example of, I don't know what that's called, but when you see something you, mirroring, that is a clear example of mirroring. You typed in mate and I said it. It's a dangerous power. Be careful with that. Only use it for good. Or use it to mess with people, I don't know. Who am I to say what good and evil is? I'm not an alignment chart. How many of you do that? How many of you will watch a movie and just go, oh, this character's a great example of chaotic evil. This one is this is a good lawful neutral. Started watching since it was picked up, or I guess it wasn't picked up by, but Hulu made an agreement to be able to stream Black Sails. Black Sails? Black Flag? Yeah, Black Sails. Like, it's a fun show. I've got some issues with it. But I'm enjoying it. And it very much makes me want to do a pirate D&D setting. There's some great characters in there, and 100% you can look at them and go, ah, this person is clearly this. And this person is clearly... It basically, it is a D&D game. Oh, that is getting a little over the edges. I need to clean that up. I need to clean that up quick. I need to clean that up very quick. We're working, and we're good. Yep, there we go. Crisis averted. Yeah, this red tone is not sticking nicely. It's almost as if I've been touching this a lot, specifically on the roof. Well, thank you, Jake. I'm really pretty proud of where this has been, of how this has been going. Yeah, that. Why are you not? If I do it like this, that helped. Okay, there's that. Let that dry. And while that's drying, we can do the windows. Now I've got two options for the windows. There's one of my absolute favorites, Drakenhof Nightshade. This is dark. This is really dark. That will darken the windows up severely. What else have I got? Ooh, what are you? Oh, Night Haunt Gloom. I forgot about that. That was a fun one to work on. If you haven't seen that video, I did. I used Night Haunt Gloom and Hexwraith's Flame. It's actually one of the most popular painting videos that I've done on our channel. Painted some Grave Wraiths, and it was a lot of fun. And then I've got just straight up Blue Tone. Which, now that I look at that, that's also pretty darn dark. Let's put some Blue Tone on the palette and see what that looks like in comparison to Drakenhof Nightshade. There's that. What I'm doing is I'm just getting a little bit on the palette, moving it around, and then I'm doing a little bit on a tissue paper, or paper towel, I should say. Seeing how that... You know what? Actually, the Drakenhof Nightshade is not as dark as the Blue Tone. So, yay, I get to use one of my favorite washes. Let's do this. Tip this up, rest this in my hand, being very careful to not touch the roof. Make sure I've got a nice fine point going on my brush. And here we go. Oh, and what did I do? I touched the roof. You know what? We're going to lay this down. That's the solution. My ability to talk while doing this might diminish. So, please bear with me. Would I say that the glove helps the painting? It's a really hard call, I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely removing the oils that I would normally be putting on this by touching it so much. So that's great. And honestly, I'm getting used to the feel of the touch. So there's not really much of a what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's not hindering me in any way. So would I paint all minis with this? No. Am I grateful to be doing it for this one? Yes. Yeah, I am finding it useful here. Like if I've got a cork and I'm able to cork the mini and oh no, there's a little area there of blue that I forgot to clean up. And it's too late. It's already dried. Ooh, I might be able to... That'll get covered up in a highlight. Let me also put this in such a place that you guys can see it as I'm doing it. What was I saying? Right. If I can cork the mini, I'm not going to need to use a glove. No question. But having to touch the mini, the glove is helping. So yeah. It'd be great if I could find a 2-scale cat to place on the seat. It's funny you say that. I actually do have A to scale cat. Now it's not seated. It's because you know it's made to be like a cat familiar. So it's standing and you know it's ready to do battle, so to speak. But I could play with it and put it on here, see what that looks like. Definitely for the eventual glamour shots that I'm going to take with this, because you know anyone who wants to show off their work should take glamour shots of their paint jobs. And even if you don't want to show off your work, you know what? If you've done something and you're proud of it, build a small album. Oh man, I've done that twice now. And I can't keep doing that. Yeah, have a small album of things that you're proud of. Oh, that one. I always knew that one was going to get pretty sloppy. It is what it is. It's okay. Alright, some of these windows are looking darker than others, but that's okay. We are going to go back through them and highlight them, which is going to help. Actually, you know what? It also doesn't help that I am washing it face down, because what's happening is the paint is not naturally pooling. That's a problem. Hey, you know what though? You live and you learn. Yeah, the way that washes work, for any of you not familiar with it, is that it, because it's so thinned out, a wash naturally pools in all of the recesses. So it gives dimension. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest and say I'm not 100% sure if I needed to wash the windows. I'm doing it more out of habit that this is the next step. You move on to washes. But these will eventually get cleaned up and highlighted. There we go. That's what needed to happen. That's looking much better. Yeah, where it's getting dark around the ridges. That's what I needed. Hey. Okay. So I just needed... Well, I don't know what I needed. But I got it. Oh my gosh. There we go. Okay, yeah, I see what's going on with the windows. Yay! Okay, those top windows, I actually really like what's happening with them. I'm gonna have to go through and kind of redo... Well, not too much down here. Really just focusing on the edge. Oh my gosh, stop. Tell you, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Apparently that doesn't mean anything anymore. Okay. And I think with that, we've still got some work to do on the windows. Whew, it's getting hot. Yeah, we've still got some washes to do on the windows. And the wheels. So we've got this side of to do on the windows. And you know what? I can do that really quick. Oh, and the front and the back. You know what? We might be running out of time. And I'm starting to sweat bullets. I'll get these top ones done. Yeah, that's looking so much better. I kind of needed just a heavier hand on it, to be honest. Hey, Dilzo, great to see you again, man. All right. Whew. All right, I know I said I was just gonna do the top ones, but come on, we're here. And Dilzo just showed up. Like, come on, we can't end it now. So it might have been a good idea for me, rather than starting on those. Yeah, these. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna repaint those windows. So I'm gonna repaint them. The light blue, and go back over with the wash. Because clearly I was being too precious with them beforehand. But you know what? That is something that I don't think you all don't need to sit through that. I mean, you can if you want. Let me know actually if you guys would prefer that I do that on my own time, or if you want to see that process happen. I am all for either. Oh, thank you, Ben. Ooh, that one's getting sloppy. That one's getting sloppy. Oh, these are all getting sloppy. Okay. Yeah, these windows need redoing. These are looking great. Figured out what I was doing wrong. Ooh, that was a lot. All right, so clearly those two got way more than they needed. So I'm just going to go in, soak that up. Oh, that one in particular. Jeez. I know I've told you that I've been heavy-handed in the past, but wow. Yeah, there we go. Oh, hi, Rachel. So nice to see you. So going to be another of our Colorado folk. Are you you staying sane out there? Oh my gosh. Oh, that got ugly on the side. It's okay. It is okay. It's just stuff that we need to clean up. Man, I'm actually getting stressed about these windows. It's okay, Scott. It's okay. We paint to relax. Ooh, Svalbard. Okay. Well, aside from that first pass of windows, which came out really funky looking, I think that is looking pretty solid. Yeah. So, I think that's where we are going to leave the cart for today. I'm going to go through, let's see. Yeah, that'd calm me down. That would calm me right down. Thank you, Dilzo. I'm really happy with how this is turning out. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'll clean up those windows. Usually before doing a miniature Monday, I like to sit down and do a little bit of cleanup. So I'm already like in the painting mood. It's not just me here going, haha, time to start. So actually here, hold on. I've got ways of doing this. Haha, I have a remote over here now that lets me do this. So yeah, I like to sit down, I like to get my paints out, and I like to do a little bit of touch up to warm myself up into painting. So I think what I'm gonna do is I will clean up those windows and rewash them right before we start next Monday. And then that's going to leave us the wheels to wash and then get into the detail work. I should start streaming more often. We all love to join. Oh, well, thank you guys. Yeah, I've actually been considering, with the just love and support that we've all been getting from this Miniature Monday, I've actually been thinking of switching my schedule over slightly, and rather than doing a Miniature Monday, like the produced, high quality with the voiceover, rather than doing that twice a month, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to do live Miniature Monday weekly from now on. Like this is going to be a permanent thing. This isn't going to just be a I'm in quarantine, so I guess this is happening thing. We're going to do this at least once a week, and I mean, if I can get my setup going well, we might look at expanding into more than once a week, but no promises on that. We're going to do this live weekly, and then the Miniature Monday videos that have been going out, I still want to do them. I still like doing them. I think that they look great. They do get a nice response on our YouTube page. I'll probably keep those at about once a month. Like the first Monday of the month, we'll have a new highly produced Miniature Monday video, and then every Monday at 1 o'clock or maybe some other time we will have this live, because I've really been enjoying doing this, and I love getting to interact with you guys. This is so much fun, and I think it'll be more of a we all choose together. Hey, what am I gonna paint? And we'll go through just my shelf of unpainted shame and pull something and pick something to paint. I've actually had a suggestion for what should be next. I know we're nowhere near done on the cart. Highlights are coming next, and that is something important. So, you know what? I'm not even going to touch on it. I'm just going to say that we have thoughts for what to paint next. Yeah, we also like the bestiary as well. We love producing the bestiary. We enjoy getting the content that is also informative, and is helpful for people who are running D&D. If any of you don't watch the bestiary, and are dungeon masters or just want to learn more about the creatures, I highly recommend looking into them. They are like short snippets that we're going through the bestiary, or the monster manual A through Z. Oh, nope, Siri, I'm not talking to you. We're going through the monster manual and talking about all of the monsters in a little bit of detail. It's not as much detail as our deep dive videos, like our Eberron video or our no, not water deep. Oh gosh, I gotta look at my bookshelf. It's escaping me. Where'd you go? Wildmount, or as much detail as our Wildmount. But yeah, we like doing the informative stuff. We like doing the entertaining stuff. And very, very clearly, it is the what you guys are asking for is more live content, and we're working on that. We are. I can say for certain when quarantine is over, there's going to be new live content, bigger live content, and we're very excited to be doing that with you all. So yeah, I guess that's everything that I have to say. Once again, final plugs. Yeah, thank you all for joining me. Like the video, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. Again, so happy to be here with you all. I will see you next Monday when we get into highlights. So we'll see you then. Bye, all.